Derek Stingley rumors?
Yes.
What I heard are those.
Interesting.
Do we think they're credible?
Here we
I
go.
mean, they did come out. I feel like just within the last week, so it is kind of hard to tell. But I don't know, man.
All right, our party grew once more. Ed Easton from Chiefs Wire boys taking over
Chiefs
the
Wire
draft
house.
stream. What's going on, Ed?
Hey guys, man, happy to be here. Just saw the first pick come through, right?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Walker. Were you seeing Walker number 1? Were you guessing he was going to go 1?
Pretty fair.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be an interesting draft. That's all I can say.
Charles, before you got in, we were talking about the rumors that the Chiefs were trying to trade up. Were you buying those rumors, or do you think that's a smokescreen that the Chiefs are trying to trade up?
I don't know that it's necessarily a smokescreen. I mean, it's literally what Brett Veach told us like a week ago.
Yeah.
I know he also said don't trust anything. Or,
He said lots of things.
So I just think it makes the most sense. I don't think a huge trade up is something they're really invested in or can afford from a draft capital and needs
Here we go.
We're back. Man,
I told you, Hutchinson.
that's what I like to see, man. Houston, have your pick
Okay.
ready.
All
Houston,
right.
have your pick ready.
It's going pretty quick. We might
It was a
actually
no-brainer.
we might actually
no.
get on the clock pretty early here,
I'm
guys.
gonna have to adjust that time on the post there, Charles.
It's chaos. No, it's chaos from the rest of the way.
Aiden Hutchinson. Now,
Aiden Hutchinson,
how far is Thibodeau going to fall now?
love to see it.
See, yeah, that's the thing. Now that
Far enough
Slip
that
pretty
we
far.
can trade up and get him.
Let's see
Yes.
it.
I like the way you
Please.
think.
So this is what changes up any mock draft is, you
Mm.
throw something in like this.
I've heard him fall into as late as like 7 or 8, but not outside of the top 10.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it outside of the top 10 realistically.
Yeah.
No
I-
way.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way, right?
Seattle's the basement. I feel like Seattle at
Yeah.
9. It's got to be
He-
the floor.
He's a very Seattle kind
He's
of
West Coast. He's a
defensive
West
player.
Coast guy.
And he's a West Coast guy. He fits their system too.
Like, he's a Cali boy, went to Oregon. It only makes
Yeah.
sense that he
You already know Phil
go up.
Knight.
Go up.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I see a Chiefs representative. Let me go say hi to him. See if I can get some
Oh, we-
insight.
Go schmooze. Go rub elbows and all that.
Oh, we
That's the thing, though, man. I mean, if Thibodeau's at 9 or 10, I almost feel like he's the type of talent that's worth getting up there, to 9 or 10 if you're the Chiefs. I mean,
That's the propaganda people have been trying to spread, is that the Chiefs are trying to trade up to grab Thibodeau because he's falling.
is
But
Hutchinson wearing J's?
because I would say, because I don't know if I feel the same about like if it's Jameson at 9 or 10, like I'd like to see him fall maybe a little further because I feel like 9 or 10 takes both your picks. Thibodeau,
yeah, I think even 9 and 10 is going to take both the picks and maybe a next year's pick too.
yeah, it's going to take more than just the picks, but I think if it's closer to the 15 or so, hopefully you can still stay at 30. You'll probably still have to give up quite a bit, but I don't know, man.
If you're moving up for a wide receiver, you at least have to get ahead of Green Bay because they're probably looking at the same guy.
Right.
Because they got the same problem.
And they're probably going to be trying to move up just as much.
Yeah. So
Does
I
Green
think
Bay have 2 first-round picks? I thought I saw they did.
they do.
Yeah, 22 and 28.
Interesting.
I can see that happening.
Is this the year that Aaron Rodgers wants a receiver in the first round?
Finally,
I think he's wanted one.
they just haven't. The question is, are they getting them one?
Wouldn't it be awful if they traded up and took like a linebacker or something?
That's what they're going.
Like,
That's
poor
exactly what
guy.
they're going to trade. They're going to trade up for like Devin Lloyd or N'Kobe Dean or something dumb.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Hey.
They're not very good at reading the room. I don't.
What if
think.
they traded up and grabbed a quarterback? Now that would be crazy.
Oh my
Again?
gosh.
Again?
Oh my
That'd be-
gosh.
Just start collecting quarterbacks who won't play?
I'd pay $50 for that to happen
Oh,
right
we got
now.
Houston pick in. Love to see it. That's like what you call it. I saw this one like it was a fake mock draft, but it was just like first round pick for the Packers. It was just like some quarterback, and they just took quarterbacks the whole draft.
yeah.
So Houston's picks in.
These
Yeah.
Detroit
go.
and Houston, I guess they were waiting on whatever
Yeah.
Jacksonville was gonna do, and they knew right away. Stuff is gonna start getting fun because the Jets are up next.
The
What
thing
are
is,
they gonna do?
and like, yeah, after Hutchinson and Walker, like, no one knows what the hell is going on after this.
It's definitely gonna get real interesting after this next pick.
I'm fully expecting the Chiefs to shock everyone and just take an offensive lineman.
That's the one thing that I've been banking on. Is they're just gonna do something shocking.
They're gonna do something no one expects. They're gonna take a.
I mean, I've kind of had a feeling that they have like an idea of who they really like at edge because it's been just so quiet. You know, they haven't brought a lot of guys in, and you know, they didn't meet with a bunch of guys, or at least it didn't get out there. So I just have a feeling that it's somebody that no one's really expecting. Maybe it's not even in the first round. Maybe they're like, okay, we can get this guy at 50.
I've seen so much Boye Mafe. Did they even bring him in on a visit?
I don't think so. I know that they spent some time with him at the Senior Bowl.
I did a collection of mocks yesterday. I just saw the Texans pick. That's nice. But yeah, I did a collection of mocks, and like the names that most stood out was Boye Mafe, and that was pretty much it. The other was a collection of
Daxton Hill. I think I've seen those
Dax
two
Hill,
names like
Dax Hill.
so much.
I saw Traylon Burks, and I was like, no way he's falling to 30. He's not falling that far.
He may.
Well, you said Burks. Burks might fall. Burks might fall.
The thing is,
I could see with like his testing that he slides a little bit.
Because I've seen a couple mocks that had Burks fall to 29. You know
what I think the Chiefs will ultimately do is like either trade up for a defensive player or take 2 defensive players and fall back and take that receiver tomorrow because the class is so deep. Because that's what they always do anyway, is take a second or third round receiver.
Corner.
Well, and they met with so many of those guys who were like second or third round guys, brought them in, you know. I just feel like the smoke for that is there if they can't get that like big round 1 guy that they're looking at.
Eric Stingley.
Stingley looks so cool.
Stingley? Oh, there you go.
Yep.
So the late smoke was true. All right.
So we've got a lot of rumors kind of confirmed here.
I know. I just fell for the Thibodeau one, apparently.
I'm loving it. Oh,
if you're the Jets, do you have your pick of the crop of offensive tackles right now? I feel like their offensive line.
They're gonna take another one?
They're going to be criticized heavily if they decide not to pass on the obvious. So they need offensive linemen, but you know when that's staring you right in the face.
I mean, they also have another pick. They have 10, right? And then they have the 32 and 34 or something, or like 33 and whatever. You know, they have 2 early second-round picks. Like
the Jets can do whatever they want to do.
The Jets can just pick best on the board and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean, they could take another tackle, but like they just drafted Becton.
I wonder if they'll take Sauce. Like Darrelle Revis, that he was such a big thing for their franchise. Maybe Sauce is like they see him as the next guy.
I've heard a lot of good things about Sauce too.
Yeah, they don't call him Sauce for nothing.
I almost expected him to be the first off the board, honestly. But
it's a shame that the Chiefs aren't going to have a chance at him because he would thrive here with all the barbecue sauce endorsements he could get.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, he doesn't have to sell me on Gates sauce, but
would it be? I'm asking, would it be Gates? Would Gates get the? Would Gates get it?
He's going
to be getting it.
His pick of the litter. You don't even got to be barbecue sauces. They can be hot sauces.
Well, he's in Houston, so he's going to get that regardless.
I mean, that's true. He could do a commercial with Patrick Mahomes for the spicy ketchup over at Whataburger.
Oh, God.
Have y'all been to any of the Whataburgers that have been here? I haven't been able to get around to it yet.
Only in Texas.
I have not in Kansas City, but I've been to them in Texas and in New Mexico before.
Tell Sheree we didn't ask her.
Whatever. Oh, okay. Here's a question. Okay. you guys are all analysts, okay? You remember your first time covering the draft. You're actually digging into guys, looking at film. Who was your first draft crush? Your very first draft crush?
I don't really remember my first draft crush, but I do remember how like chaotic it was taking over for Wes and having like 10 days to go until the draft. You probably remember that too, Robert.
Yeah. It was pretty chaotic.
I'm not gonna lie, cause okay, so I'm young, so like I didn't start like truly covering the draft. I think it was 2018 was my first like draft where I truly was actually looking and kind of developing opinions on like a lot of prospects. Colin Saunders is actually one of my first draft crushes. Before he got drafted by the Chiefs and everything, he had a good Senior Bowl. Just thought he was kind of a fun dude, you know, the athleticism, backflipping and stuff. And the Chiefs drafted him. So there you go, Colin Saunders.
His tape is so much fun. Have you like dug into any of his high school stuff when he played like fullback and running back?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, how can that not be your draft crush? I mean, you're watching a defensive tackle that was running the ball, and he's still. I mean, what does he call it? 300-pound Kyrie Irving? I mean, that's he calls himself that. Yeah. I mean, he's an athlete, man.
Absolutely.
I will be very disappointed if Andy Reid doesn't scheme up something for him on offense at some point. Before
it's been a minute since he's got a big man throwing the ball. You know what I mean?
Throwing the ball, carrying the ball, like
he's had a couple linemen catch it though. Like this last year.
Give that man like line him up at a fullback and throw him a screen pass and just watch him work.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd run over you, and he'd probably make you miss a little bit if you're not careful too. He's got the quick feet, man.
He has some finesse. Colin Saunders got some finesse.
I bet you could put him on like special teams too, on like a fake, just direct snap the ball to him.
Now my first draft crush, Charles probably remembers, but just like you, Ron, my first year really covering the draft was in 2018, and I love the Chiefs were at 30. At the time before they traded out, I think. I can't remember exactly what happened. But I wanted DeAndre Baker so bad. I wanted DeAndre Baker so bad out of Georgia.
And now he's here, man. You got
him. Hey, eventually.
You got him under questionable circumstances.
I was so hurt when that news came out about that whole stick-up thing. Ooh. I was like, what? What's happening?
I was like, this don't make no sense. Y'all in the NFL. What you doing stick-ups for?
It was so crazy. But then he eventually made his way here. So I've been rooting for his success ever since.
Okay. I mean, he's still on the roster. So.
I think I gotta leave and go buy some lottery tickets because I think I've called all of these picks so far.
All right, who's next then, Charles?
Well,
come on.
We're waiting on the Jets to come up, right? And it was that last thought I had about Darrelle Revis. They're going with Sauce.
You think so?
They're going with Sauce.
Okay.
I'm not going to because they're going to spoil it.
Uh-oh. I haven't seen it. I think. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at Twitter now. They pick Sauce.
That is kind of surprising.
I think that was the move.
That was on corners.
When you think about like Robert Salah and with the 49ers as a defensive coordinator, like their defense is built around like get talent in the pass rush and kind of make it work with whoever in the secondary.
Right.
And now you use a top 5 pick on a corner, like that just shows you how good Sauce must be.
Really, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, how highly they think of him.
And there was no pressure for them to do anything but take the best guy on the board. So.
And now, Ed, you're a New York guy, so Giants are coming up, and they got their pick of any offensive lineman. Feel like that's got to be.
Did they take a lineman here for Daniel Jones?
No, you know what? It's especially with the whole Daniel Jones news that came out earlier. Right now, they could do anything at this spot. There's no guarantee that they won't take a
quarterback. They take Malik.
Please take another. Take another average quarterback.
They've done it already. They've done it. They did it with Jones, so it wouldn't be too much of a surprise.
Man,
but Rob, I do want to comment on what you said about draft crushes. You just reminded me from the 2020 draft, DeAndre Swift. I was really big on him, man. And we was coming down to like the last pick of the first round, and the Chiefs obviously went with CEH. I was like, there's no way they would pass on Swift. I just thought the guy was perfect for the system.
And he fell there, too.
He was there, and it was kind of crazy. They already had the camera on him and everything. So I was like, wow, that was a bit of a surprise. even from the combines, it was like I just felt like it was set up perfectly for them.
And there were plenty of mocks that had the Chiefs taking Swift at that spot too.
Oh boy, don't y'all wish I would have had that back.
Nah, listen, CAH is fine. CAH is fine.
He's not Swift.
Y'all crushing on anybody this year?
Oh yeah, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, this is my first year leading the draft coverage, so I got way too many crushes now. I like too many people. No, I mean, talking about like first round receivers, like Penn State's Jahan Dotson, like I really, really like him. Like I don't know if he's going to be the Chiefs pick. Like I don't know if that's who the Chiefs would pick in the first round. I feel like they might go for a bigger swing because Dotson's kind of more of a low ceiling, high floor where he's gonna be a really good, reliable receiver for you, but he might not have the same ceiling as guys like George Pickens and maybe even Christian Watson. But I really like him, and I feel like he's gonna have that Emmanuel Sanders level of career where he's just kind of like that always reliable wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. Like you always, he's always gonna make plays for you, but no one ever treats him like a wide receiver 1. You never play him like a wide receiver 1. I feel I don't know. I think Jahan Dotson is one of the most sure things in this class, and I really like him. But I don't know for the Chiefs necessarily.
I feel that way about Sky Moore.
Yeah.
I feel like he just gets open, and
Right.
he's going to be a really good pro for a really long time because he can get open. And against any coverage, he's got so many different releases. Like it always amazes me because I feel like I pop in some new tape and see something new every time. But he reminds me a little bit of like Jeremy Maclin type, like just really crafty with his routes, with his footwork, gets open. I think he's going to have a really nice career.
I've heard the Golden Tate comp for him. Do you like that comp when you hear it?
Yeah, I think that's probably like Golden Tate, Jeremy Maclin, some sort of blend between those two guys in terms of career and production. I think, I totally get that.
I like Sky Moore too. The only problem is I don't like him for the Chiefs because he's 5'10".
No, he's small. He's not a big guy. Definitely wouldn't give us that like X, which it seems like that's what they're like. That's the type they're looking for.
Yeah, the Chiefs love small receivers.
But they got too many of them now.
To a fault, yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, too much. Man, I remember when Trey Walker was coming out as a recruit. Man, yeah, he's a big time recruit.
I have a question for you guys. How much do you think that like the throwing sessions down in Texas with Patrick Mahomes and what's going on out there, like how much do you think that's going to impact maybe Casey's plans and like what they're thinking about in round 1?
It depends.
In what way? Like, like not drafting or.
Like, do you think like if Pat came to Brett Veach and was like, hey, like, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he's just like, he's killing it out here. Like, I'm so impressed, Like, do you think that's going to be enough to sway KC to be like, okay, maybe we can wait on a receiver? Or, maybe it's like the running back group. I mean, they got like 3 positions out there. Maybe it's the tight end group. Maybe it's the running back group. Maybe there's a guy who's not doing so hot. And they're like, okay, maybe we need to reassess this position.
Well, I do think I do think where like it's one of those things where if they can't get one of the top tier guys, like the top 4, kind of, we all have that top 4 in our head, the 4 guys. If they can't get one of those guys, then maybe you do wait, based on that. But I think no matter what, in my opinion, one of those top 4 guys, like you just go get if you can, if it's reasonable and everything. And it's going well right now. I mean, no receivers off the board yet.
You all forget the one important factor. You all are forgetting one important factor. What Patrick wants, Patrick gets.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted a running back at number 30 or 31, and they got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Sometimes we have to say no. Or just tell Patrick, stay in your lane. But since he's worth $500 million, you can't say that to him.
Well, I think that they have enough mutual respect for each other that they could. I'm just curious, like, I wonder how much last year, too, impacted him in terms of, like, how he values defense. Because we all felt like early on where he was like, those first couple games where the defense was just abysmal. and it felt like he had to do everything, had to carry the team. I'm wondering, if maybe his mind has changed. Like maybe okay, no offense in round one. Let's just go all defense. Load up.
I think that could be the case, but with losing Tyreek, I think his mind has skipped the offense back to where it was at because having Tyreek was super, super, super nice.
I don't know if you guys caught Travis Kelce at all on ESPN earlier, but like that kind of sounded like from what he was saying, it just sounded like there was that mentality too of getting like the offense kind of back.
Oh,
he literally used the phrase "new offense" when he was talking about, I think it just kind of shows you, that they might be evolving it quite a bit to where, they don't worry about a number one receiver necessarily, and they just go by committee in terms of all these different pass catchers. But I thought that was interesting when he said, he kind of said like everyone's learning this new offense. Like he kind of made it seem like it was like a change. And maybe he was just referring to not having Tyreek, because yes, that is a new offense, just not having
a big change.
Tyreek Hill. But just the way he said it, I was like, oh,
in New York.
Did you guys? Let me ask you something real quick. Did you guys put any thought into the whole? This was a couple days ago. McCall Hardman on Spaces saying about George Pickens and really campaigning hard for him. You guys put any thought into that?
See that.
Yeah, this was about 2 days ago.
I've seen the George Pickens mock.
Yeah, so what are you guys' thoughts on that? You think that's going to mean something?
Before we get to the
Thibodeau.
Wow. Thibodeau to the Giants.
Thibodeau in New York is going to be
that's going to be very interesting.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I think that's a smart pick by them. I mean, you look back at those great Giants teams; they always had that
edge rusher.
Edge.
So. Yeah.
Before we talk about anything else, Chuck, join us.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, my guy?
What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing?
That's my guy, Bad Luck Chuck, my man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's only bringing good luck today.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Of course.
It is funny though when the Chiefs PR person like Darren, who we drafted, I'm like, hell, I'm hoping you're gonna break the news to me.
Hopefully we don't have that long. Hopefully they make some sort of move, but if they don't, it's gonna be a long time till the Chiefs pick.
Man.
And although I will say it's a good pace. The draft's a good pace right now. It's not dragging on too long.
Yeah, it's not dragging too much. The Jaguars took their time to get their pick in, but everybody else.
But the problem is going to be when it gets down to the bottom of the top 10, and then the middle section, because then that's when the moves are going to be being made.
People are going to be trying to trade up or down.
That run on wide receiver is going to start at about 10, 11. That's when the wide receivers going to start coming off the board. That's when the Chiefs going to probably start getting antsy.
I think it's interesting that it's been all defense so far.
It's been nothing but defense first 5 picks.
Everybody wants an edge.
I wonder if that tells you kind of though where the top of this draft class's strength, really is. A lot of teams are going to view the defense as.
I just think there's so many.
But also where the league is headed. I mean, everybody's so focused on offense that hell, sooner or later you got to stop people from scoring. So you need those edge rushers, those cornerbacks to be able to defend and at least try to keep people like Patrick and who's you got up in Buffalo? Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Well, you got so many guys now on offense that are like pretty much secure in their spot. You talk about a quarterback. That there's no real rush to get a quarterback. There's never really a rush to get a running back. So many wide receivers that you can wait a little longer. It was about time that defense really, stood out to the forefront and won these drafts.
Yeah, I agree. The league needs an influx of edge rushers, to be honest with you.
Who is this child on the stage?
Listen, he's hype. Is who he is.
The hype man.
Hold on. That's the Make-A-Wish kid now. So yeah, cool
be
now.
nice, DJ.
All right. See,
dang,
that's wrong.
That's what you get. Feel bad now.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, so quarterback next. Where are we going next from here?
For the Panthers?
Yeah.
Do they like anybody at quarterback?
The Panthers, they like
Willis might be the guy here.
Willis.
I thought they were
Willis
going to
might be
trade
the
out.
guy here.
Give that city another quarterback.
I mean, they've been on the roll.
There?
They've been on the
I
road.
feel like it would be such a bad. I don't think they go quarterback here. It would be such a bad decision.
Nah, not this high.
No.
Does Carolina wants another pick? Probably. Maybe they.
Yeah,
trade down?
they need more picks. I was gonna say they have no capital like
Don't
whatsoever
show Kenny Pickett.
outside of
Yeah,
number
I'm about to say
6.
this probably is a trade down spot for them. Since quarterback is not valued.
Kenny Pickett, no.
Don't show Kenny Pickett on the screen at all. Like, he's not getting picked. Right
If they did that, you might see me do laps if they pick Kenny Pickett.
I would laugh.
Surprised none of these offensive tackles have come off the board yet.
No.
I think they might start to with this pick.
I think these teams are waiting for their second pick to do that. Right now, they're just taking the best guy on the board.
Yeah, this is really this is a best player available draft. There are no superstars.
I'm not gonna lie
That's what
though.
everybody
I'm actually shocked that Evan Neal hasn't been picked yet. I thought he was gonna go top 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who do you guys think is the best lineman? Because I actually think Evan Neal's the
Evan
best
Neal.
one. Yeah,
Evan Neal all day.
Yeah.
I like Cross, but it's really like a 1A, 1B with Evan Neal and Cross for me.
Yeah. Yeah, Kwanu, he's a highlight reel, man. He is, but I mean, I could see why he might just be a guard at the NFL level. But I mean, you say just a guard. I mean, he'd be a dominant guard. I mean,
Right.
you think, but at some point, you can't pick it too high.
Speaking of guard, okay, we all saw the mocks where they had the Chiefs picking guard.
Florio.
Yes.
10 out of 10 idea, right? Picking
But
a
why?
guard.
But why? The question is why.
Yeah.
Because no one watched Chiefs games last year.
This much
that's why.
sense.
Yeah, like
The only way I could see a guard being a smart pick is if you have some sort of legitimate thought that Trey Smith can play right tackle and you plug somebody in at right guard. That's the only thought I had, but no one is justifying it that way when they mock a guard to the Chiefs. They just don't know.
Like that?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just don't like Niang. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
like what the hell?
I like
haven't had like a
Lucas.
full season to really assess him and see if he can play the spot. You know, let's give him some time. He can stay healthy.
I mean,
I like
I mean,
Lucas.
you
I just
got
don't
him.
trust that he can be healthy.
You know, he's great size, man. You can't, you know, like the guy. I just want to see him. You give him a little more time out there.
Yeah, no, I think Lucas Niang has shown quite a bit, but he's also, he's been hurt multiple times. It's not just one injury or two. It's been, 3 or 4.
hold on. But Lucas Niang wasn't the only lineman that was going down with injuries too. But
it's been his entire.
It was really that right tackle though.
Yeah, but it's been his entire career. Like, he came into the league hurt.
He's only had 1 year.
He played 1 year.
Well, he had the COVID.
Yeah, but in college,
he had the COVID year.
Yeah.
Oh, you count the.
Well, he tore his hip
kinda-
labrum. He tore his hip labrum the last year he was in college. He
Yeah.
took that rookie year as a COVID year, but he may not have even played that much anyway because of the injury.
Right.
And then the first year he comes back, he had 2 or 3 different injuries last year, and then obviously the last one. No, I like Lucas Niang the player. It's just you can't. It does seem like you can't really just say, hey, like we're good at right tackle, let's not worry about it. You got to at least think about it, consider it in certain in certain parts of the draft. I wouldn't say.
But where would you say? Where would you go in the draft?
I'll disagree
What
there.
round are we talking?
But I'm not drafting the guard. I'm choosing Trey Smith right there. Where is that? I draft a tackle if you're gonna do that, just so you can add depth to it. But
of course,
I'm not drafting the guard because he ain't going nowhere. And Joe Thuney ain't going nowhere. So why would you draft somebody there unless you're? You're not gonna draft him in the first round. You draft him in the later rounds.
There's no way we're talking early rounds with those.
Right, we're just trying to justify the silly pick of a guard in the mock
No,
draft.
it was not even talking about the guard pick. It was more just the Niang.
The tackle in general.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, trust me, I'm not even entertaining guard anywhere in the draft.
Man,
No.
When do we need?
I was just talking Niang strictly. I was just talking Niang strictly.
Yeah. I mean, not that it's. Yeah.
I was just gonna say. I mean, like, if it gets to the third or fourth round, you like who you've picked so far. I mean, there's a right tackle you kind of like on the board. You think Niang was a 3rd round pick. I mean,
Stop showing these quarterbacks because I'm sitting here like
They got to. They got to keep showing them all. They want somebody. They're teasing somebody to take the bait.
Panthers are going to do something like take like Quay Walker because of Luke Kuechly.
That would be,
Kenny Pickett girl and his mama wearing the same dress in different colors. That's funny.
You can't let one outshine the other, PJ. That's not a good bite when that happens.
Oh man, I love the draft, dog. Everything around the draft is just so funny.
Yeah, it's the stuff that around the draft that's so entertaining all the time.
Yeah.
So somebody told me that no girlfriends get snatched up by their
tackle.
mama tonight.
Tackle. Iquanu.
Really?
Wanu,
Icky.
wow.
Icky.
Oh,
Nope.
That
He's off the
surprised me.
board. That's interesting.
come
Hey
on.
man, I can't even front. I still got the flyest outfit out of all these draft picks.
Oh, I don't know about
You-
that. Hey, have you seen the
I like
Kobe-
that though, man. What's that? I like the
Yeah, this green and white kind of going though.
Hey, you,
I mean,
first of all,
look, it's
you-
probably from his native
you're
land.
not outdoing the Nigerian man right here. First of all, second of all,
Hold on,
have
hold
you
on, hold
seen
on.
the Kobe
Hold on,
Dean's
because he's wearing
fit?
his royal colors.
Hey, man,
Because he's wearing.
he. Hey, have you seen the Kobe Dean fit with the hat laid to the side? Come on now. I mean,
I gotta
you
see
know.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, go look up the Kobe Dean fit.
Yeah, go
Listen,
look at
I can only wear so much up in here. You know what I'm saying?
That boy said he from
I already
the
got folks in
MI.
here jealous of what I'm wearing.
Hey man, you looking fresh out there. You probably the freshest one in that spot right now.
Oh, that's straight up facts. But I ain't gonna lie. It's not to be. Let me be quiet. 'Cause I don't know who listened. Who listened to watch it? Let's just say it's Vegas is known for a few things out there, and they are not disappointing even in this press room.
PJ, this whole Neo hat thing he got going on.
Come
the
on,
Kobe
now.
Dean.
Hey, that's a Mississippi fit. If I ever
He looked
seen
like he
one,
can
bro.
play a mean jazz solo.
I'm
That's
gonna
what it looked like.
I'm gonna play the watch boy and everything. So watch out. Hey, that boy said he from Mississippi. That's exactly how people from Mississippi dress, bro.
That boy looked like he spent his
Mississippi.
weekends on 18th and Vine.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, said he in the Jazz District.
So Giants back up again. This is where they take a tackle, right?
Yes.
He got to.
It's got to be Neil.
Well,
Well, it could be
Well,
Cross.
unless but
They're not
if
going
you're
quarterback.
not picking up Daniel Jones's fifth-year
They're not
contract,
going
fifth year
quarterback.
in his contract, you might go for quarterback.
That would be a mistake, I think.
That would be a huge.
You should trade back if that's the case. I mean,
Because this is not the year to pick a quarterback that high.
Don't get
Oh
in
no,
the
not at all.
If you're gonna draft him here, you got to play him
Not
right
unless you're
away.
Pittsburgh.
well, yeah, set your future quarterback
Not
up
unless
by
you're Pittsburgh.
drafting Charles Cross or Evan Neal. But you're not. Yeah.
Yeah, get CJ Stroud next year, because you're gonna be back, New York. You're gonna be back.
Yes, you
Jay.
will. Yes, you will.
Those fans have hopes and dreams.
Oh man.
Good thing they don't play the
I ain't
game.
gonna lie though. I would love for them to get Evan Neal because think about it. Evan Neal going up against Trey, what's that kid that you just picked at number 5? Going up
Thibodeau
against him every
at
day,
training
man.
camp.
Thibodeau, man, dude, that would be just solid.
Iron
Plus you got
sharpening iron.
a left tackle to protect your quarterback for the future, whoever that may be.
Willis to Pittsburgh is still that's a funny destination.
I'd go for that.
The city that
I feel like
drove
that's-
out Cordell Stewart.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's got to happen. Have you guys seen the pictures out there of Pittsburgh's coach looking at him?
Yeah,
There's a whole bunch of
right.
pictures out there of him just like staring longingly at this guy at his pro day and stuff.
Now, hold on, guys.
That's Mike Tomlin.
We've forgotten. They've got Mitch Trubisky. They already have their quarterback in
Right.
the future.
That's
Okay.
true. This is true.
Oh my.
This is
Yeah.
true.
No, that's the thing. I think Mitch got.
You know they want Baker.
Mm.
You know they
The
want Baker.
Steelers
Oh.
want
You want-
Baker?
Oh, I'd rather go Mitch
Oh,
than
yeah.
Baker.
Honestly,
You
I
want
can
Mitch over Baker?
I can see that.
If you're going for a bridge quarterback, if you're trying to get a future quarterback anyway, you might as well just have Mitch Trubisky than Baker.
Yeah, Baker needs a contract too. So like, why in the world would they do that?
What do you guys think's going to happen with Baker though? He's like, is he
He's
going
getting
to
up
be
out of
like,
there for sure.
is he going to be waiting until like someone gets hurt in training camp or something?
Right?
He's gonna be
That's a
traded
risky move for him.
He's gonna be traded on day 3 for 2 5th-round picks.
You think so?
Yeah.
That would just destroy that man's pride.
Oh, he might retire
But,
after
hey,
that.
But
Hey,
it could
I mean-
humble him. Oh no, he ain't about to retire because he's gonna get that $18 million.
Yeah, that's true.
He might wait till the year after.
And
He getting that $18 million.
he has to continue his the world's against me narrative too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Already seen the Giants pick. It's Evan Neal.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
Looks like they
Because I feel like
Neal.
I feel like the rumor was that Cross was higher on their board. It felt like people were starting to mock Cross over Neal to them. But
I think Neal. The thing is, you see Bama, you see tackle, take them.
Yeah.
Take them.
Yeah. No, Charles Cross, I'm sure NFL teams are a little. It's a cautionary tale a little bit because he's a Mike Leach offensive tackle and that stuff. You know,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
and that spread offense in college, like those offense,
Yeah.
Andre Dillard, you know, he was drafted in the first round a few years ago for the Eagles. You haven't heard his name, so
Here,
I don't know.
Don't say that name around Harold Coons.
Yeah. Is Harold here?
No, he's at the facility. We're good.
Oh,
But the Giants got a nice draft right now so far.
oh man, great draft.
I can't wait to see how the Falcons make this whole draft
I
go
told
sideways.
you, Evan Neal.
Yeah, no,
Evan Neal.
they got the two best players in the board or in the draft, in my opinion. Neal and Thibodeau.
That's
I
the
called
thing
that
to do, man. They have to do
I-
that.
I told you, Evan Neal and Thibodeau every day in practice.
Is he wearing cowboy boots?
He might be.
Switch those
It's
out.
funny.
From the New
See,
York.
now
You're
I'm
in
at to
New York
go
now,
back to the
baby.
press conference
Yeah,
room.
switch that. Get some Tims. Switch that out.
See, I'm at to go back to the press conference room because these players, I told them they better come correct because I'm out dressing, so now I got to go back there.
Hey, Evan Neal, everybody got all these flash chains. Evan Neal got the humble church, got the humble church suit. He going straight to church.
He waiting till the contract hit is what.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Hey,
Better than
hold on,
George
hold on.
Karlaftis' get up. I mean,
Hey,
man.
hey, fellas, this does not get talked about enough now. We've got to give Roger Goodell credit because he spends a whole year working on his bro hug. You know what I'm saying? Where all the draft come out.
Yeah.
I mean, he work on it every year to where he gets. Oh man, he does.
Yeah,
he does it so well now.
Yeah,
He's got a lot of practice.
Gotta get that
Got a lot of practice.
Falcons, go Malik Willis.
Give him that hug.
I feel like he's got some counter moves too, though, because he doesn't want to get another another situation like when Chris Jones lifted him off the ground, or
It's gonna happen though.
Dontari Poe when he kissed him.
That was crazy.
My
That
goodness,
was wild.
Who was it that they did a whole thing? Was that Christian Wilkins?
Oh, the whole gang signs with him. I can't remember. Who
They
the hell
did
was.
like a whole. Oh, I think it might have been Melvin Ingram. They did like a I was like, oh, y'all been practicing.
With choreography.
Yeah, I was like, oh boy.
Fellas, I'm at the. I'm gonna dip out for a moment. Go back to this press conference. I'm not gonna disappear, but I'm gonna step away so I can join this press conference.
Feel free, hop in and out.
Yeah.
We
We'll
here
see
all
you in a
night,
minute.
baby.
True.
Me and Rob are planted at our desk.
I kind of feel like the Falcons are going to go wide receiver here. I feel
They
like.
are.
Yeah, I
They
think
are.
Another Bama wide receiver, too.
Yep,
Yeah.
they are.